Hello and welcome to Newswatch at 11. I'm Shakira Hawkins and thanks for joining us this Sunday evening. We start tonight's news with an announcement that all schools in McDowell County will be on a 3-hour delay tomorrow morning. This announcement was posted by county board offices. If you have a question or about post or missing announcement, please contact your county board office. Meanwhile, the Preston County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing juvenile that disappeared from his home on January 3rd. Brandon Sims was last seen at his house in Kingwood, West Virginia. At 9:30 a.m., his brother went to speak with him about breakfast, but Brandon was nowhere to be found and his bedroom window was open. At the time of his disappearance, Brandon was last seen wearing a gray hoodie with blue jeans, and his blue Under Armour bag is missing and believed to be with him. Brandon's right ear is pierced and does have a cell phone with him, but it's going straight to voicemail. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact the Preston County Sheriff's Office. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Zach Yak with your first forecast. Hey, Zach, what's going on?
Well, Shakira, we saw those clouds leave our area earlier on this afternoon, and since then the temperatures have begun to plummet. We've seen temperatures right now in the mid to upper teens right now. They will actually continue to fall down into the lower teens before we're all said and done this evening. Like I said, not seeing any clouds or rain on the radar right now. Just again, all those nice clear skies. So that's at least some good news, and those clear skies will continue on through our Monday as well. But unfortunately, we are tracking another set of systems to come affect our week ahead, of at least on what you can expect from these systems coming up in my full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Zach. And now on to COVID-related news. More than 105,000 West Virginians is now fully vaccinated. In the last 24 hours, the DHHR reports over 500 new cases and 10 deaths. Those deaths include a Raleigh County man and 2 Kanawha County women. The Mountain State is now at 124,708 total cases. 16,137 cases are active. The statewide death toll sits at 2,129. And with growing fears that Super Bowl Sunday could become a super spreader, health officials urge fans to limit their gatherings to household members or Zoom. This as Congress tackles President Biden's relief bill. Take a look.
The U.S. death toll from COVID-19 continues to rise. More than 462,000 American lives lost, according to Johns Hopkins University. But an HHS document obtained by ABC News shows there has been a 4-week downward trend of reported coronavirus cases, resulting in a 50% decline since the peak on January 8th. This positive news coming as the vaccine rollout slowly gains momentum. The CDC reporting more than 30 million Americans have received at least one dose, and about 2% of the country has received both shots.
Just thrilled to death. I couldn't believe it. I feel so blessed.
But on this Super Bowl Sunday, there is concern crowds gathering to watch the game could become super spreader events.
Viruses will not evolve and mutate if you do not give them an open playing field.
Meanwhile, in Washington, the debate over President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief package continues, including those $1,400 checks for many Americans. The size of those checks non-negotiable for the president. But in an interview with CBS News, signaling he may be willing to target those checks to Americans with lower incomes.
I'm prepared to negotiate that, but here's the deal. Middle-class folks need help.
Republicans arguing the package is just too big, the price tag too high.
Well, I think Republicans are willing to spend between $600 and $700 billion more.
Democrats pushing back.
This is a moment where the greatest risk we could take, as the president has said, is not the risk of doing too much, it's the risk of doing too little.
A new ABC News Ipsos poll shows 49% of Americans think Biden should pass his package with just Democratic votes. 40% support a smaller relief bill with bipartisan support. Owen Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
And other news, U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito and other senators are set to introduce the Healthy Food Access for All Americans Act. The legislation aims to expand access to affordable and nutritious food in areas designated as food deserts by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. In an effort to eliminate food deserts in the U.S., the act would provide incentives to food providers to expand access to healthy foods in underserved communities and reduce the number of food deserts nationwide. Meanwhile, Capitol Mansion and members of the Senate Appropriation Committee announced an announcement of nearly $67 million in child care and development block grants to the state of West Virginia. This funding was made available through the Administration for Children and Families and will help address the need of child care providers and families impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. And in other news, a new health fitness center is coming to Lewisburg, and the community is welcoming it with open arms. Newswatch reporter Catherine Skelton has more.
The Greenbrier Valley Aquatic Center is currently in the development process, but once completed, the facility will include 3 major swimming pools, a senior room, a cardio exercise room, and more. The progress of the facility's development was announced through a Facebook Live event today at 2 o'clock by its major contributors, Kevin Warfield, Tag Galian, and Jamie Hamilton. Beginning as a student project at Greenbrier East High School in the 2015-2016 school year, the facility has come a long way since then after the community unanimously recognized that this is a facility that would be beneficial to everyone.
Essentially, there has not been an indoor pool that's been generally accessible since the late 90s. The osteopathic school had a small indoor pool that was open, that was closed in I guess the late 90s, and since then there's just not been any options. So that means no learn to swim programming that's generally and widely available, no competitive swim teams.
After much support from the community, the West Virginia State Fair agreed to donate 5 acres of land to the development of the facility in March of 2018. The Aquatic Center is completely nonprofit funded by the charitable donations from organizations and individuals in and around the community.
Anyone who wants to help, whether that's donate themselves, help connect to someone they feel might be in a position to donate, folks that maybe have relationships with businesses or foundations that are charitable in nature. There's a lot of ways to help get us across this last little bit here at the end.
The facility will be conveniently located right off US 219. It is only less than a mile from Greenbrier East Middle and High Schools and Greenbrier Valley Medical Center. The Lewisburg community is excited to welcome this future new addition that will benefit it in healthy and progressive ways. I'm Catherine Skelton, Newswatch.
The project is expected to be completed around Labor Day weekend. Meanwhile, in Fayette County, volunteers with New River Gorge Disc Golf met up at Collins Park Saturday to clean up the course for the coming season. The disc golf maintenance include trimming briar, cutting down limbs, and getting rid of other plants that affect playing on the course. Director Andrew Sullivan says it's important to clean up the course once a month throughout the year, especially as the weather gets warmer.
Keeping the disc golf course cleaned up and open and functional and fun to play keeps it inviting to new players and beginning players, and also for families, small kids and stuff like that. You're just not going to put yourself in a sticky situation with some briars or something nasty. And it also is just a good faith from our organization to the community on these public courses that will come out and help maintain them, and helps us hopefully get more course facilities in the future.
If you're interested in volunteering, you can visit their Facebook page at New River Gorge Disc Golf. And there's a lot more to tell you about tonight. We'll have the latest on the second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump. But first, meteorologist Zach Yak is ready to show us his full forecast next on Newswatch at 11.